Yo, video blog time. Second one this month, so I'm doing quite well. What I've been up to? Well, last time I did a video blog, you heard I had a mini meltdown, but that's all in the past, at the moment anyhow. I never want to be in that place again, it wasn't particularly that pleasant. Anyway, moving on from that, what else have I been up to? I've been in Scotland, which is fun. The weather wasn't the best. I went up on the Thursday, and the train journey was quite nice. I met somebody on the way up, which I hadn't seen in quite a while, so that was nice. That made the train journey go nice and fast. Can't see who he was, but that was fun. And then when I got there into Glasgow, we said our goodbyes. He was going elsewhere, and I was going to see my family. So I had a nice walk around Glasgow for an hour before it pissed it down. Took lots of photos, which is again nice. Because every time I go to Glasgow, it's just amazing how quickly cities change and not been there for a while. The biggest change is obviously Queen Street Station, which is like Glasgow's second major station. If you've never been to Glasgow, don't know anything about Glasgow, I won't bore you with it. Basically, it's getting modernised, and they had a manky front that was stuck on the 60s, and they've taken all that down, so now you see the nice engine side for the first time in like 40 plus years, which is really nice. The only thing that's station now, there's nothing in it at the moment, so it'll be nice when it's fully finished and they've made the platforms longer. I know I said I wasn't speaking about it, and I did, sorry. And then after that I went down to see my brother, and I stayed there for the night, which is fun. And the next day we went up to, where did we go to again? Dundee, that's the one. So we went to Dundee, which is, I basically stayed there for a long weekend with the rest of my family. So it was my brother, my mum, my dad, my brother, his wife, and their two kids, which is fun. Was their first kid now is about, oh God, 3, 4 maybe. So she's in the age now you can chat with her and have a bit of a laugh with her, which is nice, it has to be saying. And she's like, Uncle Gordon. It's like, makes you feel old when you get called uncle, and the other one's like 3 months old, 4 months old, so he doesn't do an awful lot, but see, nice he at least looks at you and smiles at you, which is quite nice. But when I see at Christmas, they say she'll probably sitting up by herself, and so that'll be a big difference. And then also what did I do after Dundee? It pissed it in Dundee, so we didn't really do an awful lot, just sort of sat in a caravan and chilled out and all the other stuff. And then, what else did we do? I'm trying to think now. You know what happens when you did things like 2 weeks ago we can't actually remember? Oh yeah, on the Monday, I went out for a nice meal with just mum and dad, which was nice. And then the Tuesday, I did more train stuff with one of my friends, hey Neil. So he drove me to Stirling, because I normally take my car, and this time obviously didn't my car. And then we got the train from Stirling to Dundee, which I've only been to Dundee probably twice in my entire life, and the last time I was probably still at secondary school. So it was about 13, 14, 15 maybe at the time. Just put it this way, I can't remember any of Dundee. I can remember going to the I can't even say it. Yeah, something Discovery. I'll end up swearing if I try and say it. Anything of S18 I can't say. So yeah, it was just nice. You know when you get to a city and you don't know what to expect, because it used to have a really bad name for itself. They used to call it the dog's capital of the UK or Scotland. But now when you go to it, that's completely nice it was. We went a nice walk along the front. Went down to the Tay rail bridge, which if you know anything about the history of railways in Scotland or in the UK, you know that they had one of the worst railway disasters. Basically you got the new bridge and the old one next to it, you can still see the piers. Basically they had a great storm and it collapsed. It basically wasn't built properly. So if you research the Tay bridge, you'll see what I'm on about. And we also had a quick look in the V&A Centre, which is like had like, I don't know how many people have been to it, but it only opened like in September, and it's had like, I don't know how many people have been to it, a hell of a lot. It was really good. And then we got the train back again, and when we got the train back again we were really lucky. It was literally when we left Dundee and got to Stirling, got off at Stirling, all the boards had basically said derailment. So there'd been a derailment between Dundee and Aberdeen. So basically we got one of the last proper trains back. We could have got back, we'd had to got a bus or something else, but we're lucky we got back. So yeah, that was Dundee, really nice. Definitely going back to Dundee again. And I've also got the rail bug again, because I've never been to Dundee by rail before, so that's another station I've ticked off my list. And if you look at my website, I've now listed every single station I've been to. I think I'm missing some, because in my head I think I've been to some, but I'm not too sure, so unless I know for definite, I'm not listing it. Because like, for example, I've done lots of London ones, but I can't remember which ones. I've definitely done Paddington, King's Cross and St Pancras. I've done London Bridge, but then I think I've done Waterloo. I'm pretty sure there's quite about 4 or 5 other stations in London. I'm pretty sure I've done, but I just can't remember. so I'm not willing to list them until I know for a fact I've definitely done them. The same I think I've been to Bournemouth as well. I'm about 99% sure I've been there by train, but I just can't remember. So again, I'm not going to put that on my list to know for definite. And so I thought I'd done really well station wise, so it turns out I've done like 2.4% of the stations in the whole of the UK, which isn't that good considering there's like 2,200 or something like that. Something like that, a lot of stations anyhow. And then speaking of various stations, we're going to, oh no, I've got another thing to speak about. One of our friends was over, hello Mark, and that was great fun. He got over on the Sunday, it was pissing it down, but we had to basically cycle back from the rail station, so I cycled into Stanford, got him, I cycled him back to his hotel, and then he got changed, and then we went out for a nice meal to the OK Diner. Yeah, I think that's where we went that night, which was really nice. And then the following day, we did some more rail stuff, but we did it all by car. We drove from mine down to Melton Mowbray, had a look at the station there, had a look in the town. And I must admit, I'd not been to Melton Mowbray in quite a long time, and I'd forgotten what a nice place it actually is, I asked him, said. Even the rail station was quite nice, we sort of took some photos and other stuff. And then we drove from there into Oakham, walked around Oakham, again went to the railway station. And then after that we drove down to the Welland Viaduct, which again I'd been to before, but not for a while. It's the first time I've probably taken photos there. So I've cycled on, driven on, it's the first time I've actually sort of had a good walk around. Of course it's not raining at that point, so I'll go at some point to get a train over it, but you don't particularly run that many, it's like 2 a day maybe. Until recently it was only goods trains you could get over it. And then the next day, which was the Tuesday, we went out a nice 50-mile cycle, which is one of the longest cycles he's done in a long time. He used to give me a run for his money, but it just sort of lost his mojo. And the next day I cycled him back to Stanford train station, luckily it didn't rain, and then I said goodbye to him, so that was great fun. I was in fact on the way to Stanford, I nearly got ran over by a fucking car, I just swore there. My friend Mark was more upset about it than I was, as we said, but I think probably because he saw how close the car got. I knew it got pretty close, but he reckons it got closer than I thought. Basically, imagine the road's there, and there's a junction there. The car decided to basically come out and not looking almost sideswipe me off my bike. I'd already noticed that I thought he was going to do it, so I was like to pull further out, but literally he would have taken me off my bike. I don't think he'd have killed me because he wasn't going that fast, but it would have bloody hurt. I know that much. I would have been off my bike and probably cracked my helmet and there'd have been lots of swearing, but it didn't happen. It was a close save and I survived. That's the main thing. It could have been worse. I could have been hit by the car. I've also been up to yesterday. This video vlog's been really boring, I know. I went down to London with another friend called Mark. This is where I get confused. I've got my housemate's called Mark and one of our friends is called Mark. So if you look on the internet, I just call one Mark, who's my housemate, and everyone call Mark T. And then you work out which is which. So I went down to London. If you like trains and railways and all this stuff, there's probably something you've watched on YouTube called All the Stations with Vic and Geoff. And last year their goal was to go to every single station in the UK. Now they didn't get on and off every single station, as I said that would take them years to do. It was literally the train had to physically stop at the station, have to get on and off, whereas my list is physically stations that I've got on and off the train at. If I was counting to the station I've physically been to, I'd be probably 200, but even just going up to Glasgow you take a hell of a lot of stations that you stop at. So that was really good. They sort of did a question and answer thing. It was really fun, didn't watch it, so they talked for about half an hour I think it was, and they did questions for another half an hour. And then I got a book signed, which is really cool, so it's got my name on it, and it's been signed by Vicky and Geoff, which has made my night, to be honest. And then Geoff's got another book out, but one is called All the States, and everyone's like Secrets of the London Underground, which again, Vicky's nothing to do with you, he signed that, so I've got 2 signed books. And that is literally you bang up to date with what I've been up to. I've only been out cycling obviously, which is good. I can't remember if I wore the cycling gear last time I did a video blog. I probably did. I seem to be at the moment either wearing this stuff or my green stuff, but it's getting a bit colder now, so I think I'm going to have to invest in more winter gear. It's not too bad today, but how long have I been chatting for? 9 minutes? Jeez, you're not going to be bored. So I just have to look at my phone. People often say to me, how do you know if you can see yourself in the camera? Is it with the board speaking screen? The answer to that is that. Basically the camera's got Wi-Fi, so you can then stream it to your phone and then use it as a monitor so you can see what you're doing. Again, it tells you how long you've been recording for, and also if I picked it up I can use it to zoom in and out, for example, which is something I don't often do, but if I do that, famous last words, see, I can zoom in and using it. Out. Anyway, I'm definitely rabbiting on, so do subscribe, hit the little bell icon, comment please. I got lots of comments in the last video about my mini meltdown and saying he was thinking of me. So I say at the moment I am fine, touch wood. Anyway, definitely going now. Over 10 minutes. I hope you watched the whole video, and I'll switch you all when I do another video blog. Goodbye.